take games seriously.
All right, now here's one for you. How about Chase Hollywood Stunt Driver? Now this was exclusive just for the Xbox. Chase refers to the hot brunette girl who you play in this, and she wears some great tight black leather and spandex things. And but let me talk to you about the game. You're trying to go through a Hollywood set. You have so many different things you have to do. You have a whole set of missions, like around 8 or 10 missions and submissions and little things that you can try to do. And the icons will be on the top left-hand corner of the screen. So every time you accomplish one of these missions, you know what to go after next. And in order to progress through the harder levels, you have to go back and make sure all the missions, because you get certain points for certain missions. There's this awesome vehicles as well. You can ride one of those three-wheel tuk-tuks through Thailand. You get on a motorcycle and you're going off ramps and you're spinning all around. It's crazy action, completely unrealistic, but really fun game. Better than Stuntman for the PS2. I love this game. Check it out.
All right, today on Versus, we've got Need for Speed Underground from Electronic Arts for the Xbox. It's also for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and PC versus Project Gotham Racing 2 from Microsoft for the Xbox.
They got two great games here, but graphic-wise, I give the nod to Need for Speed. The amazing cinematics that set everything up. The presentation's great, but it's really the effects and the colors. You get the glaring on the headlights and the street lamps. I will say that the cars are better rendered in Project Gotham Racing, and of course they have more interesting cars because they have licenses like Ferrari and Lotus and Porsche.
I really like the crisp, high-res visuals of Project Gotham. All the environments in Project Gotham look fantastic. Lots of really cool city streets. You've got Florence, you've got Stockholm, Moscow, Hong Kong. Gorgeous-looking environments. Beautiful rendered cars. You've got the Enzo Ferrari in there. I love the customization in Need for Speed Underground. The thing that gets me about Need for Speed that kind of pulls my enthusiasm back a little bit is that it's basically the same looking environment for every stage of the game. You've really got one big city that you just travel around in. All right, let's talk about the gameplay in these two games, and they're a little bit different.
I definitely give the nod to Need for Speed because it's more of a tight arcade style, really
Much
fast
more forgiving.
action, much more forgiving.
They have a circuit mode. They've got a knockout mode where you can knock other players out after every lap. You've got a drag racing. You've got a drift mode.
Unbelievable.
Drag racing is amazing in Need for Speed.
It's so unbelievable. You're sitting there on the line, and it goes down, and you're shifting, and you really have to be listening for when to shift, and your cars, boom, goes in a thing like this, and the cars, and you're weaving in and out of cars. You don't have that in Project Gotham.
No, but you have 8 players at a time on Xbox Live.
But for me, in driving games, it's all about the control. And Need for Speed gave me that tight, awesome arcade control I love. And then when I put in Project Gotham 2, it felt way too loose. I'm smacking into walls. You get kudos points for taking a turn properly. I'm sorry, but you should be able to take a turn without smacking in the wall.
Well, maybe you should get out of the Ferraris and drive the Mini Coopers around a little bit more, because that's more your speed.
You have to admit that it got tiring that every single turn you smacked into a wall.
Project Gotham has got a very realistic physics engine.
But which one did you like better, control-wise? What would you prefer?
I agree with you. The arcade-type controls and all the customization in Need for Speed Underground is absolutely phenomenal. I think by a hair, I like the gameplay in Project Gotham a little bit better, especially that online stuff. It's awesome.
Well, we disagree by a hair then.
Let's talk about the audio for these two games.
Once again, I got to go with EA and Need for Speed. The engine sounds and the shifting sounds and the whole engine sounds are just, they're so much more raw. Whereas I think in Project Gotham, because you had so many different vehicles to choose from, although you do get different engine sounds, it's not as real and raw.
Yeah, agreed. They're not as muscular. You don't really get the sense of the power of the vehicles like you do in Need for Speed Underground. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say, but what are your overall opinions of these two games?
I mean, Project Gotham Racing 2 is good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good.
Awesome.
Need for Speed is the ultimate racing experience for me this year.
I love the style and the flavor and the flair of Underground, but I really liked the whole experience and all of the selectable cars and all of the ways to earn kudos, and especially Xbox Live play of Project Gotham Racing 2. So what are you going to give Need for Speed Underground?
I'm giving it a 9.5.
I'm going to give it a 9. And what about Project Gotham Racing 2?
I'm going to give that one an 8.
I'm going to give it a 9.5. Well, it looks like we couldn't agree on which one was better, but one thing we will agree on, both of these games are great.
Today on the show, we looked at Spy Hunter 2 for the Xbox. There's some pretty cool car modifications in this game, but the graphics are pretty lame, and the difficulty is all over the place. On the PlayStation 2, we looked at Wheel of Fortune. This one might be fun for Wheel of Fortune fanatics, and there's some pretty good stat tracking, but what I want to know is where's Pat Sajak? On the GameCube, we looked at Beyond Good and Evil. This is an amazing experience with gorgeous production values. I still found some invisible walls that bothered me, though. In Versus, we looked at Need for Speed Underground for the Xbox, but it's also available for PlayStation 2, GameCube, and PC. It's a very slick racer with awesome nighttime graphics. We also looked at Project Gotham Racing 2. This is also a great-looking racer with lots of cool environments and great online play. Tommy liked Need for Speed better, and I like Gotham, so we couldn't decide on a clear winner. Guess you better check them both out. In hardware, we looked at the Gamester Game Changer for the Game Boy Advance SP. We're talking 3 cartridges at once and a better grip on the SP. We love this thing. On the Game Boy Advance, I reviewed Top Gear Rally, which is a fantastic 3D racing game. I love this one. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk now about Beyond Good and Evil. This one's from Ubisoft. We played it on the GameCube, but it's also available for the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and PC. Want to get your phone, Tommy?